welcome. I'd like to call the Hammond Redevelopment Commission meeting to order on this Tuesday, September 21st, 2021. It is now 4:30. The meeting will begin. Can you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a quick moment of silence after? Commissioner Myers, can you lead us?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner. We have a roll call then on tonight's commissioners.
Talmadge.
Present.
Soto Presley.
Here.
Kasperky. Myers.
Here.
Hopper.
Here, for the record, we have 4 present with 1 absent. Number 2 is a declaration of conflict of interest. Okay, number 3, communications.
None were received.
Okay, brings us to number 4. We have a subordination request approval for Simeon Wilson, 7449 Southeastern.
Yes, Mr. Simeon Wilson was going to try to be on Zoom, but he had a medical emergency today. But he is subordinated to receive a lower interest rate and a lower payment.
Yeah, it looks pretty cut and dry. I looked at it earlier. I don't have any questions. Does anyone else have any questions about it?
Nope.
Okay. If no other questions or comments, Mr. President, I make a motion for the approval of the subordination request for Simeon Wilson, 7449 Southeastern Avenue.
I second that.
Okay, there is a motion and a second. That's a subordination request approval for Simeon Wilson, 7449 Southeastern. Let's have a roll call.
Talmadge.
Yes.
Soto Presley.
Yes.
Kasperky. Myers.
Yes.
Hopper.
Yes, motion passes 4 yes, 1 absent.
Thank you. You're welcome.
All right, number 5 is approval of supplemental letter agreement for professional services dating July 1st, 2021 to June 30th, 2022.
Members of the commission, if you look in your packet, you will find a supplemental letter agreement between the Hammond Redevelopment Commission and SEH. As you're aware, they handle a lot of our financial incentivization and business retention, expansion, and development with prospects of projects. And this agreement is effective until 2022. I know Dan Bodish is in the audience, if he'd like to come up here at this point in time and talk. But what I did want to say is that we have used them quite a bit. A lot of times I know that in the past, before the end of their contract, we usually have to extend their contract because they're doing so much. Such is the case now in light of COVID, and things sort of went still, but yet, things were at a lull, but we still were working behind the scenes on a lot of projects, and now we see that to get those projects to the finish line, we needed a little extra assistance from SEH, from Dan and some other people. I recently reached out to him to help with some information that the state was looking for. They're very responsive. They're always very willing to assist in whatever way they can, but at this time, I'll let Mr. Bodish talk about this agreement.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. This is similar to our prior year's engagement and supplemental letter agreements that have been approved. It would provide for services to be provided through June 30th of 2022. Typically, it's July 1st through the subsequent 365-day year. I did increase the amount. Normally, it's between $85,000 to $90,000 annually. I did increase it to $112,500, only for the purposes of Commissioner Kaspersky had mentioned in the past, why don't we just increase it instead of coming back for amendment? So, and what I can do is I'll stay in contact with Ms. Tarver regularly and on a monthly basis to ensure that we are within the funds, and if something should happen, we would come back to you, but that the intent is not to. If there's any questions, it's nothing different than we've done in the past.
No,
We love working with SH, loves working with the city of Hammond.
We love you working with us as well.
We enjoy it. We consider ourselves extended staff, so that's why when Ms. Africa did call, we take care of it and try to make sure that we're responsive, so she's responsive. And it's a good system that we have, so we appreciate it.
We greatly appreciate it. I appreciate working with you.
Yeah, you're just hop skipping away, and you get right on things for us, so.
Yes.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion for the approval of the supplemental letter agreement for professional services dated July 1st, 2021 to June 30th, 2022 with Daniel Bodich, Associate East Region Practice Leader and Senior Economic Development Professional.
Oh, that sounds impressive. Second.
Very good. We have a motion and a second. If there's no further questions or discussion, let's have a roll call, please.
Tomich,
Yes.
Soto Presley,
yes,
Casperky, Myrick,
Yes.
Hawkridge.
Yes, motion passes 4 yes, 1 absent.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you. We
Thank
look
you.
forward to
And
working
Commissioner
with you.
Tomich, thank you very much. I've never heard it said that way before, but very impressive. Have a great evening, everybody.
Thank you. Yourself very well.
All right. Number 6 is approval of purchase and installation of new camera system at 5209 Holman Avenue.
So, members of the commission, if you look in your packet, you will find an estimate from Vermilion Systems for a security system for 5209 Holman Avenue. This property is commonly known as the Hammond Innovation Center. The cameras that were previously there actually went out, and there was recently an incident that basically confirmed the need for security. So this is a quote from Vermilion. They also contacted some other companies. Another one of the companies gave a quote that we did forward this to the IT department, and they're in favor of this company handling the work for the Hammond Innovation Systems. And then they also contacted a third company that was non-responsive. But this is for the security system for the Hammond Innovation Center.
Yeah, but this one has a 3-year warranty. This one only has a 90-day warranty.
Give us a second.
Okay.
Africa, Ms. Tarver, I was looking at both of these estimates, and one of them has a 90, if I'm reading this right, has a 90-day warranty, and the other one has a 3-year warranty. Is that correct?
This, I will have to check and see. I will follow up with the executive director, Jim Bussey, because I know she was the one that was talking to them about it. But it should be there should be a 3-year warranty.
I'm sorry, what?
It should be a 3-year warranty, but I'll follow up and check and see. Unless it's 90 days for specific things. But it should be a 3-year warranty.
Yeah, you're right, you only say 90 days. It's time sensitive. Okay.
I don't think it's necessarily time sensitive. We want it done sooner than later, but.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you want to hold this item until the next meeting.
we
You can table it, and then I can get
As
more.
long as it's not
I'm
time
sorry.
sensitive, you can.
No, that's a good catch.
I make a motion to table this motion.
I second that.
Okay, there's a motion and a second to table the approval of purchase of installation on the new camera system at 5209 Holman Avenue. Let's have a roll call.
Tomich,
Yes.
Soto Presley,
Yes,
Casperky, Myrick,
Yes.
Hawkridge.
Yes, motion passes 4 yes and 1 absent to table. All right, number 7 is approval of development agreement between the City of Hammond, Redevelopment Commission, and Calumet College of St. Joseph, Inc.
Mr. President, members of the commission, I'm going to talk about 7, 8, and 9 all at the same time, if that's okay, because they're all kind of related. The development agreement, which encompasses the purchase agreement and then the restrictive covenant. The development agreement calls for and I feel like this is about the 10th or 11th time I've described this project to you, but essentially 5.61 acres located at 2450 New York. The college is going to construct or proposes to construct a 63-bed, 3-story residence hall that would only be rented to students along with some open space for different activities and athletic endeavors of the students. The restrictive covenant that you have as part of the development agreement calls for a covenant that this property can only be rented to students, because obviously one of the thoughts behind this from the city was, listen, if we're helping the college, then that's fine, but we don't want this rented to just anyone. We want it to be full-time students that this is rented to. So the restrictive covenant kind of accomplishes that goal. In terms of an incentive, there's no real incentive to the college in terms of like a monetary incentive other than the forgivable promissory note and mortgage, which are attached to the development agreement. You'll note in the purchase agreement, and we've had this property out on 2 separate occasions for sale, where either no one has responded to our request to sell it, or the college was the only one that expressed an interest. So, you know, I know there was some discussion, you know, a couple meetings ago as to whether or not, you know, this could be some other use. We've just not gotten, and this is over a roughly 4-year period, we've just not gotten the interest for a different use when we've put it out for RFP. The purchase price is $308,500. The forgivable promissory note and mortgage provides that the purchase amount would be forgiven over a period of time, assuming that this 63-bed residence hall is constructed and operated by the school. And again, your restrictive covenant, which is going to be a covenant that runs with the land, is going to ensure that it can never be anything other than student housing. It's a similar but not the same deal as what was 4 years ago, and I know then the college ran into trouble in terms of trying to get the financing for the deal. In talking to Dr. McCormick, that issue is done, and in fact, they're pushing as hard as they can to have this residence hall open for August of '22. I think that's a bit on the aggressive side, just knowing and being involved in construction-related items over the last year or so with COVID and everything else. Getting materials is a bit of a challenge, but I applaud the effort, and I hope they get it done sooner rather than later. So I know that they're pushing for August. Assuming we get your approval on these 3 items tonight, then we would be looking to close this as soon as possible. The property does have to be rezoned. They were supposed to be in front of the Plan Commission last night, but due to a bit of a snafu on some publications, it looks like it's going to be that first week of October, and then they'll be in front of the council for approval of the zoning. So, and I know they're planning an October-ish groundbreaking and very excited and want to move forward. So if this meets with your approval, then the first item would be the development agreement, second item, the purchase agreement, and then finally the covenant.
Yeah, we'll take them all separate.
That's fine.
So,
Do you guys have any?
well, I would just like to say, I think this is the highest and best use of this land. And I also like that the restrictive covenant is in there. So I feel very comfortable that the city did their due diligence with this project. So I'm all in favor for it whenever we get around to voting for it.
And I think, you know, Tony brought it up at the last meeting, and in talking to Dr. McCormick, he really kind of hit the nail on the head. In order for the college to take the next step, right, they need to have students there. And it's kind of like what Purdue did in South Hammond. No, I guess that's not South, is that South Hammond? South, I would call it, I don't want to mischaracterize geographically where they're at, but,
South Hammond, Woodmire area.
yeah. So it's kind of the similar phenomenon they're hoping for.
Okay.
Mr. President, if there's if there's no further questions or discussion, I'd like to make a motion for the approval of development agreement between the City of Hammond Redevelopment Commission and Calumet College of St. Joseph Incorporated.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. That's for the approval of development agreement between the City of Hammond Redevelopment Commission and Calumet College of St. Joseph, Inc. Can we get a roll call?
Talmadge,
Yes.
Soto Presley,
Yes.
Caspergy, Myrick,
Yes.
Poppers.
Yes, motion passes, 4 yes, 1 absent.
Mr. President, I make a motion for the approval of the purchase agreement between the City of Hammond by and through its Redevelopment Commission and Calumet College of St. Joseph Incorporated for property commonly known as 2450 New York Avenue.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for the approval of purchase agreement between the City of Hammond by and through its Redevelopment Commission and Calumet College of St. Joseph, Inc. for the property commonly known as 2450 New York Avenue. We have a roll call then.
Talmadge,
Yes.
Soto Presley,
Yes.
Caspergy, Myrick,
Yes.
Poppers.
Yes, motion passes, 4 yes, 1 absent.
Mr. President, I'd like to.
President, oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, you can do it.
Mr. President, I make a motion for the approval of use restriction and covenant by Calumet College of St. Joseph, Inc. for real estate commonly known as 2450 New York Avenue.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. That's for the approval of use restriction and covenant by Calumet College of St. Joseph, Inc. for real estate commonly known as 2450 New York Avenue. We have a roll call then, please.
Talmadge,
Yes.
Soto Presley,
Yes.
Caspergy, Myrick,
Yes.
Poppers.
Yes, motion passes, 4 yes, 1 absent. Thank you. That concludes items 7, 8, and 9 then. Number 10 is our reports. Ms. Africa Tarver, would you like to share anything tonight?
No, no report at this time.
Okay. Brings us to number 11, our bills, register of claims.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to pay the register of claims for June 1st, 2021 through September 16th, 2021. For register of claims R60007 through R60483 inclusive.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. That's for the register of claims dating June 1st, 2021 through September 16th, 2021. Claims R60007 through claim R60483. Is there any questions on these claims for staff? Okay, roll call then.
Talmadge,
Yes.
Soto Presley,
Yes.
Caspergy, Myrick,
Yes.
Poppers.
Yes, motion passes, 4 yes, 1 absent. Okay, brings us to number 12, no unfinished business. I think we have an item here.
Yes, you do. Members of the commission, I received notification or request from Morgan from Envioforensics regarding staging of, staging equipment on property owned by the Redevelopment Commission that is near Lake George for the Robertsdale remediation project. They want to use the property just north of the Lake George Trail, and it's immediately south of their project site to park the excavator in the evenings and weekdays only. And they've attached a map depicting the parcel and proposing parking area. So this is just asking if they can use the property that's owned by the Redevelopment Commission to stage for the excavator to stay there for evenings and weekdays only.
The only questions we have, what is the liability for the city of Hammond?
So what you've done in the past is a license agreement to allow them to do it, and then a hold harmless.
Agreement.
So, that's okay. My suggestion would be that you approve this subject to me preparing the similar document. We just did it with NIPSCO.
Right.
I
Like a
remember,
month
yeah.
ago. I want to stay consistent. If there's no problem with them using the property, I don't want to curtail that at all, but I'd like to stay consistent with when we allow these uses, so that's kind of what I would suggest.
I think you've done this too, downtown Hammond, haven't you?
We have,
Yes.
we have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anybody have any questions? So can I just say so moved?
Yeah, you could say,
Subject to,
That we agreed on that number. This is the one that they're submitting, and there's nothing to even be said about this. We went through, we agreed, so she has what she said, I signed.
That's Chris. I don't think he knows
And I'm not blaming her.
Hey, Chris, I don't know if
Chris?
you can hear me. Can you mute? Chris, can you mute yourself?
he did.
He did. Okay.
subject to Attorney Weston preparing the whole harmless agreement.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion then, and a second. If there's no further questions, then roll call, please.
Talmadge,
Yes.
Soto Presley,
Yes.
Casperky, Myrick,
Yes.
Poppers.
Yes, motion passes 4 yes, 1 absent.
Couple of days.
Okay, number 13 is public comment. Public comment is open now. If anybody'd like to come forward, you may do so. If anybody's on Zoom, you may also speak. It is open now for 3 minutes. Is there?
Is that gentleman trying to say something?
Oh, that was the
We just
first.
let them know it's been granted.
Okay. Can you hear me, Mr. Simeon Wilson?
He's muted.
You might be muted. Anyway, we did approve your subordination request, if you can hear me. But thank you.
Yes, I can hear you.
I want to let you know we did approve your subordination request approval. So, but thank you for zooming in anyway.
Thank you so much.
All right.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Good luck.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Can I leave now?
Yes.
You may do so.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You may sign off and be excused.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Oh, precious.
Okay, doesn't look like we have anybody else, so public comment is closed. Public comment is closed. Number 14 then.
Well, before we go to number 14, everyone knows I'm a realtor, not realtor.
I've heard that somewhere.
But anyway, I just, anyone who's on Zoom and who may happen to be a realtor and does not know, they should know, because we sent it out to almost everybody, that we have the Realtors Breakfast Thursday, September 30th, 2021, from 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. at the Hammond Lost Marsh Golf Course, which is located 1001 129th Street here in Hammond. And if you are a registered realtor, you can go for free. And with that, Mr. President, I make a motion to adjourn.
I second.
All right, thank you for that announcement. Usually a great event, well-attended. We have a motion and a second then to adjourn. Can you all signify by aye?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Meeting is adjourned.